4 years ago, I sold and gave away everything that I owned to live on a narrowboat. And I've done all this without ever setting foot on one before. So, I'd like you to come along with me in Ashby and we'll see how it all turned out. When I bought Aitch, paintwork looked lovely, but after 4 winters and me really not doing my stuff and maintaining it properly, the paintwork actually looks knackered. So it's time to do something, because I've been a bit embarrassed when I go past people in the state that it's been. So I'm going to try and tidy it up a bit. I've got this wire brush fitting that fits onto a drill. And what I'm going to do for a start, I'm going to grind as much rust as I can out of these patches. The weather forecast is supposed to be good for a few days, so I should be able to knock a big hole in all this prep work that's got to be done. Aitch had some stick-on stripes instead of painted on ones. If you look, most of the rust is where the stripes were, so obviously moisture got behind it. I haven't suddenly got a burst of energy. I've speeded up the film a bit for you. People that know me are probably thinking, I've never seen him work so fast. When I've ground all these rust spots out, I'll get out the orbital sander and sand around them so it graduates all the paintwork to it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Well, I've spent all day at it, grinding the rust off and rubbing down around it. Got one more job to do before I give up for the day. I've got to go around and touch all the bits up that I've done with some rust treatment. But yeah, that's the first day at it. I've made a start. And I had a chat with the fellas at the boatyard that do the painting, and they said if you're going to do it outside by yourself, just do one panel at a time, which I'm going to do. I've picked the worst one, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, that's what I'm going to use. Brush ready. I'll show you when it's going on or when it's gone on. Well, the weather's been beautiful, and I think we've got a couple of days of this, so I might be able to get a bit of work done. But yeah, that's all treated now. It's got to wait till tomorrow until it's done its business, then I'll get some filler out. Right, time to go in for the night. It's the next morning now. I might give it another hour or so to do its business, whatever it does. The rust treatment, but it looks like it's working. I've ground all the fresh rust out of it, but be long now before I'll be mixing up a bit of filler. Right, I'm gonna have a go at mixing up this filler. When I was reading the instructions, you put it's like the equivalent to a golf ball and a pea with the hardener that you mix up. Let's see how we get on. I've only got one tin of filler and I'm miles away from anywhere that I can get any. So hopefully that tin of filler will do this section that I'm doing now. It's going to be tight though, because when I opened the tin up there wasn't much in there. And by the looks of it, there's a lot to fill. I haven't done this for years and I'm playing about with it a bit too much. It's starting to go hard on me. The filler, I mean. It's all going wrong. I'm going to have to scrape it all off. That's made it really tight now, to see if I've got enough for this panel. Not happy. Look at the face on it. Well, I've learnt something there already. So this time I'm going to mix it up in situ, right where I'm going to be doing the work. And I'm going to slap it on and not play about with it too much. See how we get on this time. And I'm only mixing up small batches at a time, so I'm not giving it a chance to harden up on me before I've used it all up. I've just managed to have enough filler to get it all done. Completely emptied the can on it. I'm going to use two different grade discs to smooth all this filler out. The lower number is the more coarser one, which I'll take most of it off, and the 120 I'll go over afterwards, so that I get like a more finished job. Just fitting the coarser of the two sanding discs to start with. The finest sanding discs that I've got at the moment is 240 grade, and what I'll do at the end of it, I'll go over the whole lot with that, and hopefully that'll give me a decent enough finish to paint over this lot, and you won't see anything. By the way, take what I say with a pinch of salt, because I'm no expert at this. I can turn my hand to most things, but yeah, I'm not an expert. Just doing it how I do it, the best I can. I'm going to go over the filler now with the 120 grade. Well, I've got most of the rust patches filled and rubbed down. Come up all right, I think. Just got to hope that that rust treatment worked and it doesn't start bubbling through. But we'll see. I've just got to rub that. You see, like all this paint that I put on last year, got to rub all that down and make sure it's smooth, and then key all the old paint up to take a new lot of paint. I don't know how you're seeing this. Got the sun right in my eyes here, so I hope this is coming out. But yeah, there's quite a lot of work gone into that, and there's still quite a lot more before I start putting some paint on. Right, I've completely filled everything, rubbed everything down. It's about as smooth as I'm going to get it, I think. So it's ready for a coat of red oxide primer. But I don't think I'll be doing that till tomorrow morning, because you're going to get some dew coming later and it'll make the paintwork damp. So tomorrow morning I'll get some spirit, give it a good wipe down, mask around that window and paint it. I've been grafting for about 3 days on that. Don't look like it, but I've tried my best. I've decided to use a roller to apply the paint. I've got these little foam rollers. And we'll see how we get on with this. I'm not sure whether to brush it out afterwards, because the paint I've got is like an acrylic paint. It seems to dry very fast, and I'm no expert, but if I can get a nice coat on, get it all covered and tidied up, I'm not expecting to have, you know, like the shiny boat finish that you get out of a boatyard when they do it. Well, I've actually got one coat on. Got the red oxide primer on, and I'm very pleased how it's turned out. Another 4 coats to go, but I'll leave that for a day, and if the weather's fine tomorrow, I'll get out here early before it gets too hot and put the first undercoat on. But yeah, pleased with that. You pleased with it, Ash? You don't care. Enjoying yourself, don't you, boy? Decided to roller the rest of the paint coats on. If they come out as good as the red oxide coat that I've put on, I'll be happy with that. I'm not going to bother brushing it out after I've rolled it. Just been mixing up the paint for about 10 minutes. Now it's time to see how this undercoat goes on. I haven't done anything for 3 days because we've had 3 days of rain showers, and hopefully it hasn't affected the red oxide that I put on. But this is when you're painting on the towpath, you've got to put up with these kind of things, I suppose. And I can see already, with the interruptions that you get, that I'll be lucky to get this done by the end of summer. I'm talking about the whole of the boat. But yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. There's things that I've done painting this panel that I won't do on the other panels, because every day, even though I'm in my 60s, is a school day. You always learn something. And I learnt years ago, if you don't get up off your arse and do something, even a little thing every day, you're never going to move forward. And it does make you feel better. Well, that's the first layer of undercoat gone on. See how I had a little accident here, look. Oh dear. But what I will do, I'll get a fine sandpaper and just rub it down very gingerly. Just take all the little imperfections out and the bits of dust and insects that's blew onto it, and then we'll give it another coat of that undercoat. It's not easy doing it out here in the conditions. Would have been much easier to go into like a painting dock, but it's all extra money. I've been laying out a lot lately, so I've got to tighten the purse strings a little bit, but hopefully it'll come out all right. I've rubbed it down and put another coat of undercoat on, and now it's time for the gloss, which I'm going to put 2 coats on. Do you like the colour? I can't remember the exact shade, but it's like more of a royal blue, where before Aitch had a Oxford blue. So hopefully this will brighten it up a bit. Ashby's made a new little friend that comes by every day, and they do 10 minutes of this jumping about. What's the dog's name?
Jack.
Jack. Jack said enough. Oh, he ain't. I've rubbed it all down again. There's 4 coats on there, and I'm going to start applying the last coat very soon, and I'll show you how I got on. Well, there's 5 coats. I'm not overly happy with it, but hopefully I'll get better as I go. Probably the last panel will be perfect. I found out that with the gloss, you've got to brush it off after you've rolled it. It doesn't really go on right. It sort of bubbles up a bit. But I think I'll get away with the red oxide and the undercoat with just a roller. But as you can see, there's rain all over it. It stopped play for a little while. I actually started on the doors here as well, but I can't do anything in the rain. Also, I've got to put stripes around it and all the signage, so it won't look like that when it's finished. But I won't do the stripes until the next section is painted blue. Well, we made a start on the painting. Got to start somewhere, I suppose. But yeah, about their channel in the future, it's not going to be all painting vlogs. I'm going to sort of try and mix it up with the cruising and the painting as we go along. So I hope you enjoyed my efforts at painting the boat and all the prep work that I did. Don't forget, if you did enjoy it, thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. So, until the next one, bye for now. If you really want to help me and the channel out, you can buy me a coffee. No pressure though. I'll leave a link in the description. Bye.